In this video, we'll be tying a brown and olive woolly bugger. We will start with the hook in the vise with about 20 turns of lead-free wire. Start your thread just behind the wire and snip off the tag end. Cover over the wire wraps and end with a thread just before the bend of the hook. We will now select a good looking Marabou feather and strip off the fuzzy bottoms. Measure to be about a hook shank length and tie the tail down tight. We will then make thread wraps over the Marabou to just behind the wire wraps. And we will snip this off close. We will then tie the rest of the Marabou down. Take around 4 to 5 strands of the Flashabou and tie them in on the side of the hook. Bend the other side of the Flashabou back and over top to the other side. You can then tie them both in. Make sure they are on the left and right side of the tail, not on top. We will then add another plume of Marabou over top. After tying it down with a few firm thread wraps, twist the Marabou feather and cut it off close. We will then smooth this out as well. We will now tie in our chenille. Strip some of the fibers off to just the white thread. This will help with tying it in securely. We will then tie this down with a few firm wraps of thread. We will also now tie in our wire. Tie in the wire a little longer than usual, then fold over the tip. This will help with the durability of the fly and stop the wire from pulling out. We will then smooth out the body slightly with thread wraps. End with our thread just behind the bead. Take the chenille and make touching tight wraps up the hook to just behind the bead. Make these as tight and as close as possible. Then capture it with a few wraps of thread and cut it off close. We will take a few more thread wraps to secure the chenille down. We will now select a strung saddle hackle feather. Note, this is not dry fly hackle, as dry fly hackle would be too stiff for this fly. Select a nice looking feather and strip the bottom fuzzies off. I like to leave a few fuzzy fibers as this will make for a softer hackle and will not look like a prickly pineapple. Snip off the end to about 1 inch long. Tie the feather in with the rounded side facing towards the eye of the hook. And cut off the butt end. We will now move our bobbin holder into place and move our thread over and on it. Make one full wrap at the tie-in point, then make open spiral wraps all the way down to the tail. Hackle pliers can help with the grip. Very carefully take your ribbing wire and capture the feather. Then make open spiral wraps up the body to just behind the bead of the hook. If you move forward quickly, you will not trap any fibers. The faster, the better. We will then capture the wire with a few wraps of thread, then helicopter the wire off. Sweep the fibers back and make a nice looking small collar. Also, don't forget to cut off the remaining saddle feather. Complete a 4 to 5 turn whip finish and cut your tying thread free. Add a drop of head cement. Here I have thick UV finish, which I will cure with a UV light, but any head cement will work. The fly is now complete. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.